So, WrestleMania 41 Night 2, we started off with Io versus Rhea versus Bianca for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Io came out first, just had a standard entrance. Then Bianca came out, she actually had a special entrance. She had like some clone dancers, if you want to call it that. She kind of did something similar to this before, except this time it was a little bit awkward because the crowd was like booing. She might be a heel officially at this point because she seemed to be playing into it during the match, but we'll get into that later. Rhea comes out also to a standard entrance, but she's wearing like this skeleton crown thing and it had like a veil attached to it. This match was pretty good, but not gonna lie, this probably would have been better if it was just straight up Bianca versus Io Sky. The crowd also seemed like they were better tonight, which I guess always helps. Night 1, it just seemed like they were dead half the time. So this match had a few good athletic spots in it, as you could expect from the talent involved. Michael Cole still out here calling moves incorrectly. Bianca did a 450 splash to Io and he called it a shooting star press. So Io won the match because they're really trying to drive home the story of Bianca versus Rhea. So I guess we're just out here third wheeling the Japanese woman again like they did with Asuka when it was her versus Bianca versus Charlotte in that triple threat. But yeah, basically Rhea and Bianca were too worried about each other and it left an opening for Io to steal the victory essentially. Storytelling had Bianca like slapping Rhea on the ground talking about, I worked harder than you. She even brought out the hair whip in a back and forth exchange that they had near the end of the match when they were finisher countering back and forth. Rhea tried to get a riptide. Bianca escaped. Bianca tried to get a KOD. Rhea escaped and then she just resorted to the hair whip. And then finally she hits the KOD, but then Io hits an over the moonsault on Bianca and goes for the pin on her because of course Bianca has to take the pin in this match. Io was my pick to win anyway, so I'm just glad she retained. I do want to see Bianca go full heel though because I want to see more of that hair whip. But yeah, this match I gave 4 stars. It was pretty good. Next match was Damien versus Drew in a Sin City street fight. I've said this before, but I don't really like these kind of matches. Typically, I don't find action that happens outside of the ring too hype, especially when motherfuckers brawling through the crowd. I hate that. that kind of stuff like just takes me out low-key. Anything that distracts from like technical in-ring action or actual wrestling moves being executed in exchange for like what could be a bad looking chair shot because you're trying to do it safely or whatever. Miss me with that in general. Situationally it could be hype, but I'm never going to choose that over like 2 great wrestlers going at it in the ring 1 versus 1, going pure skill for skill. That being said, though, this match was actually pretty good. I ended up giving it 4 stars. There were some pretty hype spots in there, and it didn't seem to be outside of the ring for too long. But yeah, you had stuff like Damien hitting a razor's edge, putting Drew through a table, Drew hitting a future shock DDT on some steps. That was pretty hype. And of course, you got to give bonus points for him snapping another selfie mid-match. It's basically become tradition at this point. Drew won this match. I didn't have a dog in this one, but Drew definitely needed to win more after some of the people he's lost to in the past year or whatever. It was pretty cool how he won too. So there was a steel chair he had wedged in like the middle turnbuckle or whatever, and he had Damien's head like posted up against it. They just ran and claymored his head into the chair basically. But yeah, that was that match. Next we had the fatal 4-way between Bron, Penta, Finn, and Dominik Mysterio. So everybody basically had their standard entrances, but I want to talk about Penta and Finn for a second. So Penta, as he's walking down the LED, that cool walk he does, I like that walk. But yeah, the ramps got them LED digital graphics that they displayed depending on who's coming out or whatever. And as Penta's further down the ramp just walking, I noticed under him they got like this red shuriken spinning underneath him following him. I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't even notice till like afterwards. Then your boy Finn Balor eventually comes out and he's got a yellow bag over his head and what look like yellow rubber cleaning gloves. And I'm seeing this and I'm like, oh my god, he must be low-key trying to communicate to us that today he'll be cleaning house. Surely he's not going to lose again. Cut to Dominik Mysterio is your new IC champion via getting the pin on Finn Balor. This was match of the night for me. It was actually pretty damn high. I give it a 4.5 stars. I like this way more than CM Punk versus Roman versus Seth. Bron was out here doing like double German suplexes, double suplexes, Frankensteiners. He's going off, then he's like staring into the camera. Like, I was, what are you looking at me for? What the fuck did I do? Then he runs across one announce table, leaps over to spear Carlito, who's standing on the second one, spears him through it because Carlito was out there trying to interfere. Also in this match, I guess we got the official turn of Dominik Mysterio turning on Finn Balor because he tried to hit him with the 619. Finn actually caught his legs and then started beating on him. I guess those ties got to be severed now. We'll see where that goes. So the ending sequence, Bron speared Penta, then Dominik drop kicks Bron, hits a 619, climbs up to go for the frog splash, but then Finn pulls his legs and gets him out of there. Takes over the assault on Bron, shotgun drop kick into the corner, climbs up to hit him with the coup de grace. It goes for the pin, but then Dominik hits a frog splash on Finn for the 1-2-3, dude. And if you heard the crowd, Dominik is basically a babyface at this point. It was actually pretty funny. Dominik was celebrating with the championship, and then I can't remember if it was like some ad happened or something, because he left the ring, but then when the camera went back on him, he was already halfway up the ramp, but then he ran all the way back down into the ring again to celebrate a second time. You would have thought he won like a world championship the way all the crowd was going. But yeah, I gave this match 4.5 stars. It's probably my favorite match all Mania, night 1 and 2. But yeah, that was a very good main event. I'm so glad the show ended like that because Nothing happened after this. Okay, I'm gonna skim over the next few matches until we get to the actual main event of John Cena versus Cody. So Randy Orton had no opponent because Kevin Owens is injured. So he called out a mystery opponent, and it ended up being Joe Hendry, TNA's World Heavyweight Meme Champion. As soon as I saw this, I knew this guy had a negative 3,000% chance of winning. WWE looks at TNA less par to NXT developmental, let alone going up against Randy Orton. Like, the crowd was hyped, though. I guess they know the meme or whatever. But not really much happened in this match. I guess it was just a fill-in placeholder, so it wasn't really going to be anything serious anyway. But yeah, Hendry was getting some offense, I guess, in the beginning, catching Orton by surprise, it looks like. Then this guy, he starts stomping the We Will Rock You beat. Goes for a chokeslam but fails. Like he just couldn't lift Orton or something, it looked like. Like Orton was no-selling it, that he just took over the match from there. Did his hero's babyface comeback sequence that, you know, they all do. But then Hendry gets an offense one more time. I think it was like a follow-away slam that he gets up and he does this little meme turnaround spin into smile into the camera shit. And the camera was like zoomed in on him. And then next thing you know, Orton just comes into frame, RKOs him out of nowhere, and then that was the match. 2.5 stars, moving on. Next match was AJ Styles versus Logan Paul, and this match was a huge disappointment. People thought this was actually going to steal the show. Then the match happened, and then quite literally nothing happened. Logan decided to take Undertaker's advice and play it mid in exchange for storytelling. So nothing really happened. This was probably Logan's worst match. And considering AJ Styles is in the match, and the match still wasn't hype considering, it just felt like nothing ever got started. It didn't flow well. There was no like momentum from like either side. Oh, and by the way, Logan Paul won the match. They ran the cutscene where his friend comes out, tries to pass him the brass knuckles or whatever, but then Karrion Kross appeared, stopped him, took the knuckles off of him. Dude got scared, backed off. Then AJ saw he's talking to Karrion Kross. Karrion puts the knuckles on the apron, tries to convince AJ to just use it because, you know, he's gonna make everybody look bad if he loses. AJ, he's a baby face, so he wants to do it correctly. He goes back in the ring, gets one lucky punch by Logan Paul, then takes the pulverizer. 1, 2, 3. 2.5 stars. Moving on. Next match was Liv and Raquel versus Lyra and a mystery partner because Bayley got attacked and pulled from the match for kayfabe reasons. This actually got people mad online because I guess they just screwed over Bayley for whatever reason by swapping her out for a returning Becky Lynch. This match felt like an episode of Raw. Becky took out Liv with the manhandle slam for the 1, 2, 3. Lyra and Becky are the new tag champions. And I guess Lyra's double champ now. 3 stars. I am a real Irish woman. Fight for Stone Cold arrives on a 4-wheeler bike or whatever. I forgot what they're called, ATVs. He's here to announce the attendance. Starts counting the audience members one by one. They chanting what in between. This was kind of funny, except this might have revitalized the what chant, adding 300 more years to its lifespan. Apparently over both nights, they totaled 124,693. Stone Cold drinks the beers to celebrate, and then he leaves without the bike. Then next, we have our main event, Cody versus Cena, the moment we've all been waiting for. John Cena comes out to a standard entrance. Cody comes out, he's got a special entrance. The first, 20 seconds or whatever, there's a dirt bike crew and different music playing, which had people probably sweating and panicking that they're not going to get to sing. But yeah, after the dirt bikes, do their little tricks or whatever, the music changed. Wrestling has more than one royal family. Adrenaline in my soul. No. Do it all to get them on their feet. Everybody get on your feet, y'all. Crowd is here, about to blow. Wait for him to start the show. Wow. You better learn the lyrics to Kingdom, buddy. They both get in the ring. Alicia Taylor does her thing, announcing them both. And they're both getting mixed reactions. Not gonna lie, this match was lacking the luster. I literally wrote down the early match was slow, typical trash. Cena was out here trying his hardest to not be hyped by any capacity. To the point where when we get to his typical hero's comeback sequence, he did it so broken up. He did the shoulder tackle that he stopped, and then he just waste time, and then go for the second one and then stop again. Dude looked like he was playing on 300 MS ping. Blank, blank, blank. I'm just going to skip to the cutscene. Cena has Cody in the STFU. He's not tapping. He gets dragged back into the middle of the ring. He's still not tapping. He almost reaches the ropes. Gets dragged back a second time. Cody goes to kick him off, and Cena goes flying into the ref. Ref gets taken out. You know what happens from here. Cody hits a crossroads, and it's a 10 count because the ref is dead. Cody goes to do CPR on the ref. Cena gets up and exposes the turnbuckle, drives Cody's head into the steel 2 times, and hits an attitude adjustment. Goes for the pin. Ref is up by now. 2 count. Then Travis Scott's music starts playing. Cena looking very happy, like a plan's about to come together. So Travis starts walking down slowly to the most unhype walk down music. Fiend, 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 fiend. Cody been talking about forever how he hit me in the ear. Next time, I'm gonna give him a receipt. because apparently Travis like busted his eardrum or some shit. Travis gets in the ring, blank, blank, blank. Travis goes to sucker punch Cody. I skipped over something. Cena's just out of the equation at this moment. I forget what happened. Then Cody hits a crossroads on Travis Scott. And what we learned is Travis takes a better crossroads than Cena. Oh yeah, so before that, the part I skipped over. So Cody was able to avoid the shenanigans at first or whatever. He gets a crossroads on Cena. Then he goes for the pin. And then Travis pulls the ref out of the ring. And the crowd cheered him. The crowd was against Cody in this, as expected. Like in their last 1-to-1 promo, the crowd was booing Cody. He won them back, quote, but he's going to have to win them back every time because by default, they're not going to be on his side, as we're seeing here. But yeah, basically the ending came down to a cutscene where Cena was going to use the belt to hit Cody. Cody blocked it, he grabbed it, ripped it out of his hands basically. And then Cena starts begging. He's like, wait, no, please. And then it came down to the moment that Cena like referred to earlier, talking about how when it comes down to making the choice between going for the win or doing the right thing for the fans, he's going to choose the wrong thing. So yeah, Cody couldn't hit Cena with the belt. So in that moment of hesitation, Cena kicked him in the nuts, then hits Cody over the head with the belt and gets the 3 count. Crowd goes nuts. Cena achieves number 17, breaks the record. Your new champ. 3.5 stars. This match was it was just cutscene carry. The actual action in the ring was for the most part pretty whack. And people are mad about The Rock not appearing because we still don't know why Cena sold his soul or whatever. And now everybody's just expecting the story was just like some random freestyle that they never intended to follow up on because Rock wasn't going to be around. But yeah, that was WrestleMania Night 2. So between Night 1 and 2, I think I like Night 2 slightly more, even though I give them both probably about a 6 out of 10. I guess my top 3 favorite matches altogether across both nights is a Fatal 4-Way with Bron, Penta, Dominik, and Finn. I like Naomi versus Jade, and the Triple Threat for Paul Heyman. But yeah, that's the end of my review. Tyzik Thunder.